going to be coming later as well. I want to talk about the Secret Avengers. I want to talk about the Falcon, the Sam Falcon, Cap Falcon, whatever you want to call him. That's in he's in the data mines. He's also available on msf.gg, so we'll bring that up later on, and we can take a look at his kit if you guys haven't seen it, and the new Secret Avengers tag that comes along with this new Sam Cap Falcon or whatever. And what I think could be reworks for some of the existing characters that are kind of left on the benches, and where I think they could fit into that team, because there's quite a few characters that really are either benched, not really used that much, or are interchangeable now because of some changes into the game. So that's what I want to talk about. I think a lot of this will be in relation to sort of Civil War MCU characters, from what I remember personally, and you know, I might not be entirely right here, but I do think that there is a good example here of some characters that could be coming into the game. So that's what we're going to be talking about as well in this video today. Alright guys, so we're here on msf.gg. This is the link here for Sam Wilson, Captain America, or it says Captain America Sam in brackets. Now this was in the data mines, which some people found, and the people at msf.gg have this uploaded, so thank you to them, because they're awesome, and they provide a really great service to the community for MSF. I plug this quite frequently in my videos, because I use this website a lot. You know, it has a lot of great stuff for character info, gear info, maps, missions, whatever, campaigns, whatever, you know, Dark Dimension. Tons of stuff here, so you know, if you haven't used it, do use it. It's really great. And so this character is here, Captain America Sam. So this is Falcon, Cap, you know, whatever you want to call him. So his tags here: Hero, Global, Skill, Protector, Secret Avenger, and he's an Avenger. So he has a base Avenger tag, but he's a Secret Avenger. So we'll look at that as we go through. And the description here: taking up the mantle of Captain America, Sam Wilson uses his legendary shield to protect and inspire others, granting bonuses to Avenger and Skill allies. This part's interesting. Skill allies. Let's zoom in a little bit too, actually. Skill allies. What does that mean? Well, Doom Raid skill. This is what it's kind of hinting at here. But let's go on. So I do want to say that this is a lot of this is going to be subject to change. We have had data mines in the past for characters like Beast and Cyclops specifically. This is what I wanted to say. And there are some other characters that were in the data mines, but they didn't come out entirely as the data mines suggested. So the kit looks pretty crazy, and it might still be that way, but it might be watered down. So this is subject to change, but this is what we got so far. So his basic: Soaring Shield Bash. Attack primary target for 350% damage, plus clear 1 positive effect, and bonus attack for 300%. So he's actually doing 650% damage on his basic. That's a lot of damage for a basic attack. Gain 1 deflect up to a max of 5. Now, it seems like the difference between 6 and 7 here, again, subject to change probably, but, you know, we see here that it goes from 50% chance to clear positive to 1% and more damage, and that's about it there. Now, his special, Stars and Stripes. This is his taunt. Gain taunt for 2 turns on a cooldown of 3. Now, this doesn't seem to be available on turn 1. This is a turn 2 availability, but we'll see that as we go to the alt. I don't want to spoil that until we get there yet. So this is a turn 2 move. Gain taunt for 2 turns, gain 3 deflect, and 3 counter, up to a max of 5. That's a lot of deflect and counter. Apply defense up to all allies, so that's just kind of like Caps. Apply speed up to all Avengers and Skill allies. That's kind of like Black Widow's special there. And grant 1 ability energy. This is kind of a bit wonky here. Grant 1 ability energy to 1 to 2 random non-summoned allies, and then grant 1 more ability energy to 2 to 3 non-summoned... Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, I get this. This isn't wonky. So 1 energy to just random allies, and then 1 more energy to skill allies. So skill allies are getting more energy, and possibly they could also get this. So some skill allies could get 2 ability energy. So this is quite a bit. Ability energy funneling. This is really good on a cooldown of 3, man. This is such a great move. Gain an assist from 1 non-summoned skill ally. So this will be a really great way to funnel energy into characters like Moondragon, Night Nurse, you know, any of these characters who could really use the energy in, say, the Doom Raid. This is going to be really good. Yeah, Cap had something very similar as well. And so we're going to talk about his Freedom Flight. This is his ultimate, available on turn 1. This is what you're going to be leading in with. Attack all enemies for 450% damage. Fills speed bar for self and all skill allies by 5% for each enemy. Now, for me, this sounds like basically 5% turn bar for each enemy he hits, so however many are on the field. So in a raid, this could be a lot. Plus, fill speed bar for all other allies by 5% for each enemy. So I think skill allies are getting double the turn bar. Is this am I reading this accurately? That's what it sounds like. So skill allies are actually getting 10% per enemy hit. So, you know, this depends on raids and things like this, how many are actually on the field. But this could be anywhere from like 50%, 40% to like 100% turn bar for all skill allies. So this is really, really bonkers. So yeah, let's look at the T4 differences actually between the taunt and the ultimate. So what's really good about this, by the way, guys, the ultimate Freedom Flight, this is basically going to get him back around to do his taunt really quickly back to back. So you're leading in with Freedom Flight, and then the Stars and Stripes won't be that long behind because of the extra turn bar. So this is kind of taking in Falcon's old special, but whopping it into whopping it. I don't know why I said that. With a move that also does damage, so it's damage and turn bar. But let's go back on the Stars and Stripes. So it looks like what do we get? Taunt for 1. This is big. Taunt for 1 turn goes to taunt for 2 turns, and the assist goes to a guaranteed assist, and the deflects. 3 deflect instead of 2 deflect. So this is worth T4ing when he does come out. And for Freedom Flight for the ultimate, wow, look at that. So 80% damage, but also the skill ally stuff, the skill ally speed bar, that comes into there as well. So that's really important. We're not even done yet, guys. So Captain's Legacy, this is his passive. On spawn, gain 3 deflect and 1 deflect to all skill allies. So that's some good stuff right there. At the end of any turn, if this character has taunt and no deflect, clear taunt and gain 2 regen. So basically, if he can't block or anything like that, if he doesn't have the deflect, you know, he's dropping. Kind of like Red Guardian in a way. You know, Red Guardian drops his taunt when he gets low hit points. Plus 25% block chance, plus 20% block amount, while this character has deflect. Gain 300% resistance. So basically, anytime he's got deflect, his resistance is going way up. So that's pretty nuts too. Gain 40% max health for self and all Secret Avenger allies. Now this is what I want to talk about in the second part of this here. And then in raids, non-Secret Avenger skill allies gain 20% max health. So he's still synergizing in Doom Raid here. This is definitely a Doom Raid created character here. So even for that Doom Raid skill lane, you're getting a 20% max health boost. But you're getting 40% if any of them happen to be Secret Avenger allies. So we'll have to take a look to see whether or not there might be any Secret Avenger allies potentially that are skill viable. Some of the characters that I had in mind specifically for this, but still, this does look really good. Let's just take a look at the T4s. So max health is changing. The block amount's changing, and that's about it, really, it seems like, between 4 and 5. But still, this ultimate is going to need T4s, if it stays the same, of course, subject to change, I would say. But yeah, it's just basically combining Falcon and Cap into one kit, but making him way better, because he's gaining all this deflect and counter. Like, his taunt is way better than Cap's taunt, and even the primary, the basic attack is really good. That's a lot of bonus damage. 650% at level 7? Holy poop. It looks good. So the question is, when is this guy going to come out? I don't know. Is it going to be next patch? Who knows? Just because it's in the data mine doesn't mean it's going to be in next patch. It could be in a couple of patches from now. But it does, in some ways, make you question, is it worth leveling Red Guardian now for Doom Raid? If you're, let's say you're not going into Doom Raid necessarily, I would hold back on gearing Red Guardian potentially if you're not already in Doom Raid. If you're in an alliance that's doing Ultimate 7 right now, and then you don't really need to gear Red Guardian right away because it's not all that worth it now. But for the second part of the video here, guys, I want to talk about the Secret Avengers tag and who I think could be part of that list. Alright, so we're back here in the roster page of Marvel Strike Force, and there are a couple of characters I think that could go alongside the new Cap, Falcon, Sam, whatever. I can't even figure out a name to call him. And the first on the list is, I want to talk about, well, this is not the first on the list. I want to talk about the characters that were in the Civil War movie of the MCU. They take a lot of inspiration from the MCU for characters in this game. Not all the time, but, you know, they do try to keep it like that. So I want to keep in mind the characters that were on the side of Cap in the Civil War movie. Now, I know it's been a little while since I've watched it, but the first character that comes to mind for me is Winter Soldier. Now, he did have a small rework alongside Baron Zemo when he was released last summer, but he's kind of been pushed to the side once again because not a lot of people are using that Hydra, you know, Crossbones, Winter Soldier, Baron Zemo team anymore. A lot of people are using Baron Zemo in a hybrid team or with other characters. So I really wish that Winter Soldier would be made viable, not just because I have 6 red stars on him, because that would be really awesome, but, you know, I kind of wish that he would be added onto the team. And so he was in the movie on the side of Cap in Civil War, and so he could be that other character for the Secret Avengers. Now, there is a different list, sort of Secret Avenger characters if you go by the comics, and that has to do, obviously, with the Superhuman Registration Act, and there is a bunch of characters that are in Marvel Strike Force that are on the Secret Avengers comic list, but I wouldn't necessarily add them there because they're already on a team, they're on a newish team, and I wouldn't really include them. Characters like Luke Cage, who apparently was on this, but he's in Heroes for Hire, so I think this is extremely unlikely. But other characters that I have here as well, and I have a lot of hearts on here. Ant-Man. So Ant-Man was in the movie here for Civil War. He did recently, of course, have that rework for Pimtech, but I don't think that really rules him out necessarily. Pimtech has been a bit of a flop outside of Ghost, so I think that this is a possibility that he could be added to the Secret Avenger team, and he would be the controller. He would have some speed down stuff, you know, he would have that control aspect, and Bucky would have that damage, sort of the blaster side of things there, and so that we're kind of rounding out some team classes roles here. Another character that could be added to this list, which I'm not sure how likely it will be, but hey, I do want to talk about Hawkeye. Now, some people are saying, well, you know, why would he's in the Wave 1? He's also a regular Avenger. He's also S.H.I.E.L.D. Is he going to have another tag? I don't know. But people are making the argument that, hey, well, Wave 1 Avengers are kind of already breaking apart as is. Black Widow is being moved away into the Skeleton team, and so that kind of leaves Hawkeye in a very odd place because he doesn't have Black Widow anymore, and that rework was done, I believe it's on here, with the assist now with Allied Black Widow. But Black Widow's up and left, so, you know, if you're using Black Widow on the Skeleton team, it leaves Hawkeye sort of on that Wave 1 Avengers team, but without Black Widow. Now, slowly characters are moving, you know, in and out of the Wave 1 Avenger team. I think that it's very likely you'll still see regular Captain America with Hulk, Thor. A lot of people are moving Thor back onto the Wave 1 Avengers team, and you could even put Iron Man back onto the Wave 1 Avengers team. None of those characters do I really see being a Secret Avenger, and with a filler 5th or whatever you want to do with that. I think there is a chance that Hawkeye could make the team for the Secret Avengers, despite all of the tags that he already has, and the sort of, I don't remember when the rework happened with this passive here for Black Widow. I think when this, I don't remember it, but if you guys remember, you can put that in the comments down below as well. So that's another character there. So that's Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and Winter Soldier alongside the new Sam Cap, whatever we're calling him. There is some other possible options. In the comics, Black Panther was actually part of the Secret Avengers, but he was not in the Civil War movie. So if they are following the MCU, I don't know how likely this will be. But Black Panther has been shit on for some time. He is pretty garbage and useless. The Wakandan team is pretty crap. So I think that if they added him to the Secret Avengers, that would at least benefit Black Panther and get him off the bench, because I don't really use him and most people don't either. So I think in terms of characters in the game right now, those are... Oh, sorry, and Scarlet Witch. I want to talk about Scarlet Witch because she is in the movie. She is in the Civil War movie. She does have, recently we got the WandaVision costume, the WandaVision TV show, and she is a Secret Avenger, at least in the MCU. So whether or not she's going to get that Secret Avenger tag, she could. It would be without Vision, though, because as per the movie, Vision and Scarlet Witch were on different sides of the field. So I don't know, but I think this is a potential other candidate, and I really want to do something with Scarlet Witch. I feel bad because she is in the comic lore and in the MCU a really powerful person, but she just doesn't seem that way in the game. The Supernatural team kind of flopped a little bit. Ghost Rider is probably the best standalone character in the Supernatural team, but other than that, realistically, yeah, it did not pan out all that well. I don't know if we're getting a Supernatural rework, and even if we do get more characters for Supernatural, I think they're going to be dumping Scarlet Witch out of that team, because that was being talked about for some time as well, with characters like Blade and Morbius or some other characters that might come to the game and dump Scarlet Witch, because there's not a whole lot of reason why you might want to keep her. But there is one last character that I want to talk about for the Secret Avengers that might be coming to the game if they decide to add another new character despite them not being in the data mines, and I'm going to bring that up, and I realize I had the Secret Avengers tab open, but it's Jonathan Walker, aka US Agent, if you guys were following the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't watched the TV show. There's been enough time to watch it, so I feel like that's okay now. But he is in the TV show, and like I said, it is MCU canon, so they do like to take a lot of inspiration for this, and so there is a chance that he could come to the game as, let's say, a brawler character. If you've watched the TV show, you know that his disposition is a bit more aggressive. I don't see him as a protector type, even though he maybe tries to be that way. He's not really. I think he's more likely to be a brawler type character in the game, and that would kind of round out the protector for Sam, Winter Soldier being the blaster, Ant-Man being a controller, and Hawkeye also being another controller. I realize that doesn't leave them with many support, but they could either come out with a new character, or I don't know, maybe something I haven't thought of yet. But this is the other character who I think could be part of that team. He wasn't, as far as I'm aware, not part of the Secret Avengers team in the comic lore, but again, if we're just following through MCU and sort of all that stuff, this is possibly an option here, because US Agent, I believe, was rumored a couple of patches ago by the usual suspects, and it hasn't come to fruition yet. So if they were going to do both at the same time, it would kind of make sense to do it alongside Captain Falcon. Is that where every time I say his name, a different name comes out? But you know, that's what I think could be the case. So let me know what you guys think about the Secret Avengers coming to the game. Who might be on the list? Am I crazy? Let me know about your sort of arrangement in the comments down below. Do you think there's anyone that I missed out that could have been on it? Maybe. I think that at a bare minimum, we'll get 2 new characters and 3 reworked characters, because that was what happened with Shadowland. We had White Tiger and Moon Knight, and then we had the other 3 reworked into the team. So I think at a bare minimum, you're going to be seeing at least 2 new characters in the form of Sam, Cap, Falcon, whatever. And US Agent is a good candidate for this alongside 3 other characters. Whether or not any of the ones that I listed are going to come into the team, who knows? But that's for us to find out, of course, right? So that's the end of this video, guys. Let me know how you think about that in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and of course, until next time, stay safe. I'll see you guys later. Boylan signing out.